I'm Patty Teal, and you're listening to KTMS News Talk 990. Next up, Village Properties Realtor David Charles Allen bringing you The Hop, that's Home Ownership Podcast.
Welcome to The Hop. This is David Charles Allen, Realtor at Village Properties in Santa Barbara, California. I'm doing wonderful today, Patty. How you doing?
I'm doing great, David. I hope the fire's not too close and that the air's not too smoky and that no houses burn down in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, it's not too smoky here. It's weird. It kind of comes out and then comes back around. So Carp's a little bit smoky, but not Santa Barbara, so to say.
Oh, that's good.
It seems most things are protected right now. I actually have a childhood friend's parents own the Circle RB and they lost a couple employee housing, but everything else intact.
That's good that it's not worse, not that they lost those employee cabins. I know those Santa Ana winds can be so very intense, but I just read that they're dying down. So that's good news.
Yeah, we had last couple of days, it was really intense winds. It looked like we may have some surf. It was high wind, that's for sure.
Well, I'm glad they're dying down.
Yeah, and we have another interesting week of weather ahead of us too, all the way down to the low 60s, all the way up to the low 80s. So we have a really wide range of things happening around here.
Wow, that's very interesting. Although I think you're still in the comfort level from the 60s to the 80s. So that's all good.
Yes, that's definitely still a great comfort level, that's for sure. In terms of interest rates, they did go up since last week, 3.25. as comparison to 3.125 for conforming 30-year, and then 3% for non-conforming jumbo. So again, they're super low, but it does seem like they're slightly going up. Who knows if they're going to go back down or stay this way.
Right. I remember last week, the non-conforming jumbo, it was actually in the twos. So that was amazingly low.
Yeah, it's really hard to predict what the interest rates are going to be doing. All this stuff going on with the debt ceiling too, and who really knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. Have you been following that William Shatner, Captain Kirk, is going to take off on a spaceship?
No, I have not.
Well, I grew up in the Star Trek generation, so I've kind of been watching that. He's 90 years old, David, and he's going off into space.
Wow, that's crazy.
Maybe in your lifetime, there will be real estate on another planet.
You never know. That's for sure.
No, I don't think it will be in my lifetime, but it could happen in yours.
You just never know. In terms of how the stats have been doing this past week too, 46 new listings, 7 price changes, 32 that were closed, 48 that went pending, 1 expired, and 9 that were coming soon. So again, no buildup of the supply. We did get a few extra listings this week than last week in terms of coming to market, but no real change. It's been staying pretty consistent.
Right. But a little bit more on the market than last week, at least.
No, actually less in the market.
Oh, less.
Because there's less new listings than there were pendings, but
I see.
More homes came to market. So
Okay.
a couple more options.
So David, if anyone is in the market to either list their home or looking to buy, can you give your information? And also, you invite people just to call you to get a feel for the market and just to give your advice. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can give me a call at 805-617-9311. My email is david@davidcharlesallen.com.
Thank you.
Do you have your question of the day today, Patty?
I was wondering myself, because of the fires that so often hit the Santa Barbara area. And as a reminder, David, in 2008, I was living in a house that the Tea Fire took down. And I was wondering, how long does it take for areas that have burned down to recover their value and for people to feel safe in those areas once again?
People have such a short attention span. It could be like 6 months to a year, honestly. I know after the big fires, no one wants to live above Foothill. And then a year later, no one cares. So
no, that does seem to be the case. I mean, Montecito, the fires, the mudslides, and yet the prices have just gone through the roof.
Yeah, I think what the main factor is holding people back might not necessarily be the fires, but it might be the fire insurance. So right after some of those big ones come through, those places to insure could be just as much as your mortgage payment or more. So that's why prices seem to drop or stay stagnant after something like that. I'm not sure if it's necessarily people are scared fire is going to come in the same spot again, but it's more insurance companies won't insure your house or just be very expensive. So once insurance companies jump back on to giving normal rates, that's when prices go back to normal. So that's usually like a year or so, 6 months.
Oh, did you say 1 year or 6 months? For instance, if you're in a fire zone or a flood zone, it only lasts for a temporary amount of time?
It seems that way. It seems whenever the time insurance companies come back, that's how long it lasts. So
I see. We should have an insurance agent who specializes in those kind of insurance on sometime. That would be very interesting.
yeah, it's probably more like a year to a year and a half than 6 months, but it's something around that range. It doesn't take too long.
Oh, that's good to know. And how is little Bailey?
She's doing amazing, of course. How are all the pups doing over at your place?
They're all doing well. I'm just really having fun having a fenced backyard and playing ball with Ollie outside. The weather is cooling down a little bit, so we're having a good time here.
I love it. That's
amazing. Well, David, I thank you for all the updates on real estate. Stay safe. And as usual, I really appreciate you being on the show to tell us what's happening in the Santa Barbara real estate market.
Of course, Patty, that's going to go next week.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.